We know Corey Stringer, number 77, is going to be missed. Running through the tunnel on game day, having his number called.
With the first selection in the 2001 NFL Draft, the Atlanta Falcons select Michael Vick.
For the first time, I'm going to be the guy and have an opportunity to take a team as far as we can go.
This is a great team. I can make it better.
This football team is prepared to go out and to win.
The one thing I really learned is I miss my players.
This is a beginning for me.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready for some football? We thought so. Just taking a guess. Hi, everybody. I'm Chris Berman, as if you needed to know that, and welcome to our special, should I do it?
Sure, you got it.
Our special opening day edition of Sunday NFL Countdown, and we get to say hello for the 15th year running, Thomas Jackson.
Good to be here, Boom.
Welcome back to Kick It Off,
Good
Tom.
to be here.
Our favorite laboratory experiment, Sterling
For the
Sharp.
7th year in a row.
7 years.
7
We're starting to
years.
itch now. With us every Sunday, in the huddle, call and plays, ad-libbing, Steve Young. Welcome.
Boomer, good to be home.
Good. A Connecticut boy has come to roost. And as we look over here, where's Joey T when you need him? Mort has a good shirt on. Chris Mortensen, nice season.
What about yours, Boone?
Well, I've had that for a while. You know? And Stuart Scott heading the kitty table over there. Hello, Stu.
With knife and fork, and it's still a Kmart number. Don't be
Ask him what's on his time. Go ahead. You can do it. What's on your... You know, as we look in, guys...
Boom,
to our
hold up a
crystal
second.
ball.
I gotta get...
What?
This is the first time I've seen Steve Young since the end of last season. And, Steve, you told me, pass it on to the rest of the guys, that if Tampa Bay had anybody playing quarterback, they could go to the Super Bowl. So I want to know if Brad Johnson is anybody.
Obviously, you lost my number. We could have covered this a long time ago.
Calls really well, let me tell you.
As you know, a year ago today, I told you that if the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with this great defense had veteran leadership and a stability at quarterback, not put pressure on a young quarterback like Sean King, they could go all the way. I just hope it's not a year too late. They added Brad Johnson. I think it was the right move.
You also said that if the Ravens won the Super Bowl,
Which they did.
that football would be over as we know it. Is it over?
You lost my number, too, I can tell. Hey, every time in free agency, every year, a team gets thrown together. They practice for 3 months, add some water, you get a Super Bowl. I think the Baltimore Ravens last year proved that defense is a lot easier to play in a short amount of time in practice than offense. And I think that the MO for the next few years in the NFL is defense wins. I think that it is over as us offensive players used to know it. And by the way, anyone else? Mort?
Well,
Stu?
Steve,
I mean, I don't even get started.
It's coming. Don't worry. Be patient.
I've got nothing but love for you, Steve. I can't believe you backtracked on this, because go back to 2 weeks after the Super Bowl, Baltimore Ravens had their organizational meeting, and the biggest question was, can we win a Super Bowl with Trent Dilfer? Yes, this is after they already won one, and only one person in that room said, should we keep Trent? And that was the owner, Art Modell. They went out and signed Elvis Grbac, so even the Ravens don't believe they can do it just on defense alone this year.
And guys, and think about all that. Usually the teams near the top, well, maybe we can't cap, we no draft picks, whatever. St. Louis changes all the defense. Tampa has a new quarterback. Oakland adds Jerry Rice. Denver makes many changes. So I think we could have 8, 9, 10 really good big-time teams as we begin this, the 2001 Space Odyssey season of the National Football League. And here we go. President Bush is going to toss the coin for the early openers. They could have a recount. We've got 12 new starting quarterbacks, 6 new head coaches from the end of last season. We'll have 2 new stadiums opening in Denver, Tom, and Pittsburgh. And it'll be the last year of this divisional alignment, which, by the way, has helped allow for 5 of the last 6 Super Bowl teams to make it to the Super Bowl after seasons of 500 or less. Next year, with 8 14 divisions, schedules less dependent on first place, fifth place, etc. So file it away. But rivalries still abound, like Oakland and Kansas City, who helped kick things off this season with a little pounding from the hammer. Our hammer, Hank Goldberg. Hello, Hank.
All right, Boomer. Opening day in Kansas City. The Raiders and the Chiefs renewing that bitter rivalry with some new blood. Dick Vermeil and Trent Green for KC, Jerry Rice and Charlie Garner for the Raiders.
Baltimore begins defense of its Super Bowl title with a new offense. In, Pro Bowl quarterback Alvis Gerbach. Out, 1,300-yard rusher Jamal Lewis, leaving questions about the potency of the Ravens' running attack.
Their training camp was tragic, but their preseason was perfect. The Minnesota Vikings start their season against Carolina without Corey Stringer, but with the hopes of a championship season.
The Eagles had to postpone one of their preseason games this year because the area of the field of which I'm now standing was deemed unplayable. It was not level. Well, let's check to see how it is today, 5 hours from kickoff. It's level. Let the game begin.
Here at Texas Stadium, Cowboys second-round draft choice Quincy Carter begins the process of replacing the legendary Troy Aikman by starting against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense with a long history of making life miserable for rookie quarterbacks.
Here at the Meadowlands, Peyton Manning is expected to start at quarterback for the Colts. Meanwhile, the Herman Edwards era begins for the all-new York Jets. West Coast offense, 4-3 defense. Stuart, we'll talk about that and more when we join you a little later.
Thanks more from Mr. Van Pelt and his 7-iron later. Now for the Gene Hackman-Keanu Reeves part of the show. The replacements, the real replacements, officials from Division I AA college football, arena ball, and 10 from high school sitting in for the locked-out regular referees who Friday gave the NFL an offer. They work this season with a no-strike guarantee if their salary dispute is submitted to binding arbitration after the Super Bowl. The NFL said no. Not only no, but y'all remember that 60% raise that we offered? It's now back to a 20% raise offer. Take it or watch somebody else do your job for $2,000 a game. Mort, that's too large and a 4-game guarantee. So does that mean that the league expects these replacement officials to be around for a while? And all these concerns about speed, does the league even care that they have replacement officials?
Well, I don't think the league does really care, although Paul Tagliabue, the commissioner, I was told by one owner, was the one guy holding out hope that he would make the move in negotiations on Wednesday to end this thing. Tagliabue has never had a work stoppage on the labor front. This is his first. And so when the referees, the regular refs, turned down this offer, Tagliabue, I am told, joined the Hawks side of the owners who don't want to talk to the referees none whatsoever the rest of the way. Both sides admit they are gambling. The owner's gambling that nobody will miss the regular refs. The regular refs saying there will be a catastrophe with these guys. That's the gamble. That's the risk. Starts today.
Yeah, now we all know what the rule changes and the differences are between college and pro football, but still, imagine calling one instinctively for 20 years, then having to do something different. NFL, 2 feet in bounds, college, only 1. First downs, clock doesn't stop in the NFL. In college, it does until the ball is marked. NFL has 2-minute warnings, college doesn't. In NFL, a guy is down when he's down and touched or tackled. College officials so used to blowing a whistle if a guy's all by himself and trips over his own feet. And boom, how about Arena League officials? I mean, they're going to be expecting guys to run back missed field goals off the net.
Yeah. They could go all the way and very quickly. Bouncing off the boards. I mean, Mort, Stu, you guys laid it out, really. I mean, it's who's going to smoke out who first here. Do 8 umpires get bowled over in the first quarter at all the early games? They just can't get out of the way? Or are the calls, you let them play, you let them play, you let them play, the ebb and flow of the game goes well? I mean, the NFL's pretty obvious what they're thinking about right now. The ebb and flow will be fine. That's what they're gambling on.
Well, certainly if the regular officials are waiting on a huge mistake from the replacement officials, I don't think they're going to see it. The replacement officials not only have the benefit of instant replay, but they have the fans on their side. In the court of public opinion, I think, is where it doesn't matter that you change the officials. And I think that it's kind of the theory of a tree falling in the woods, but nobody being there. If it happens and you don't know that it would have happened with the regular officials, it doesn't matter. The regular officials made a huge mistake here in their own self-importance to the game.
Tommy, one thing I'll say from a player's point of view is that I liken it to summer school, a group full of boys in a room waiting for the regular teacher, and the substitute shows up. Chaos will ensue. The players will look for every possible advantage and take advantage of everything that the referees do wrong. I see the possibility in a really pressure game of a meltdown and then some retaliation, and then every player knows what happens then. I think it'd be some chaos.
Well, the refs would be gambling and winning, those that are out, if that happened. I mean, nobody wants to see that. Everybody wants the best officials out there. But if that happens, Steven, Sterling, and Tommy, where are the areas of concern of the meltdown of the substitute teacher?
You have to look no farther than the biggest, strongest guys on the field, and that is the offensive line. And look at this play from the preseason. Tony Brackens being blocked by Mark Stepnoski, chopped by Flozell Adams. It resulted in a $30,000 fine to Flozell Adams. Those are the things that you can get away with, I think, in the offensive line. And so when you look at what is going on here, they tried to send a message. I think the league tried to send a message to Flozell Adams with that $30,000 fine that this is not going to be tolerated while the substitute teacher, as Steve put it, is in the classroom.
You know, also, if you watch the last preseason game, you saw less calls by the replacement officials, so there was the feeling that the game had a better flow to it. Don't think the owners in this league don't know how to manage this situation.
However, it was also the 4th preseason game, not the first regular season game. But the ebb and flow, a lot of the coaches liked it. But will it be the really good pitcher that sees, oh, the strike zone is... Now, I can throw like 6 inches wide of the plate now all the time and still have that call for strikes. Will we see that week 1, week 2, week 3? Hey, not us. We're throwing directly over the heart of the plate all show long.
Today on Sunday NFL Countdown, Ray Lewis just may be the best linebacker to play the position. So how do you prepare to be the best? The Super Bowl MVP lets us inside the film room for the secret to his success. There's no question this guy is the best ever. Jerry Rice visits with his old quarterback to relive their greatest moments. Donovan McNabb's greatest moments are still ahead of him. The Eagle star tells us which of his moves he learned on the hardwood. And next, Elvis is alive and well and living in Baltimore. We check in on the Ravens as they begin defending their Super Bowl title.